it's the Mad Queen. Welcome into the Queen Slayer. And before you leave a comment saying it's a little late for a first look video on these heroes, I know that it's a little late and there are other content creators that have probably already released videos. I don't really pay attention all that much to what everybody's releasing, but I do know that I have a normal life and I have other responsibilities as well. So I can't always come out and make content as soon as stuff releases. I wish that I could, but I don't always have that opportunity. So this is going to be just like any other first look video. I'm going to go over Rosalie. And honestly, I haven't gone through and looked at all three of these guys' abilities in depth or anything like that. I have leveled them. Rosalie is the only one I've taken to level 70. But I have gone through and completely glyphed them out and did abilities as far as I could for what I had in stock at the point. I've been waiting until actually today at reset so I could farm the red ability upgrading charms. I don't know, I can't think. But Rosalie, she looks super, super cool. And I do know that she can work as 2 elements. I am really curious to see how that goes. And if you know how these guys work, if you've already seen a lot of content on them, or you have them and you've been able to mess around with them, you know, no hard feelings if you don't want to keep watching this. You could also see maybe if I know anything about what I'm talking about, because I do a lot of predictions in these videos. I always like to make predictions on heroes, where I think they're going to be good, where I think they're not going to be good, and so on and so forth, before I actually test them and play with them. I am thinking about actually doing a live to test all 3 of these new heroes live on YouTube. I don't do many streams on YouTube because I also am super bad with technology, and it took me a year to kind of get down how to do my Twitch streams. So I think I'm going to attempt doing a live stream on YouTube. It's actually the 12th, 3/12/23. Later, probably later today, I'm going to try. So I apologize if it says the Mad Queen awakenchaosera is live like 6 times. I'm so sorry. Me and technology, not friends. I just enjoy playing games is what it is. Thankfully, I'm able to record videos. It's been a long time coming. Anyways, back to it. So for Rosalie, we're going to, and not just her, I'm going to read through all their abilities. We're going to take a look at all the base stats, and we're going to look at ascensions and anything we can and make some predictions. So for Miss Rosalie, she is a fire element hero. She's red, as we can see. She's also a legendary offensive hero. So offense means her main purpose, or the reason she was created, was to deal damage. So for her abilities or her traits, actually, let's look at her base stats first. And I do want to mention, I try to say this every single time, but mine is at level 70. That is important. The base stats for Rosalie at 70 are going to be different than at 60 or at 50. Those base stats get higher and higher the more that you level them overall. So that's really important to note. And if you're wondering, like, hey, why is it mine that high? Like, you know, is it some kind of content creator special? No, it's not a content creator special. Nothing like that. So her attack, we have 1,326 to be exact. They have it in the S tier. I think that is pretty good for the most part. But honestly, come on. They have some heroes that have base stats at level 70 where the attack is like 1,500. You know, 1,500. Let's see more of that. I want to see more of that. But of course, 1,300 is not awful. It's just at level 70, I would expect it to be a bit higher, because whenever heroes capped at level 60 and the attack was 1,300, that was amazing. That was very good, you know? but they go to 70 now. So should this still be S tier? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Health, 5,123. Defense, 534. Speed, 109. Crit rate, 8%. Now let's go ahead and take a look at her abilities. And yeah, this is also another reason I didn't spend a lot of time going through and reading all of the abilities, because I sat down, I was like, okay, I'm going to take a look at them. And I clicked and I was like, what? Okay, no. And then I was like, okay, it's just getting worse. So I was like, I will just do this on my first video, and we can get our honest first react opinions. Anyways, her trait, Havoc Sith, please be patient with me, all right? Please, this is a lot. Havoc Sith, she gains 1 stack of block at the start of battle when attacking if this hero has Fire Sith. So she can have 2 different ones. You can see on the side, Fire and Frost. As you can see, we have the blue element on the Frost and the red element symbol on the Fire, which is kind of what says, you know, she can work as 2 different heroes. But when attacking, if she has the Fire Sith, she's going to ignore 50% of the target's defense. And if this hero has Frost Sith, she deals 50% splash damage to other enemies. That already tells me if you put her with Flarence and you use the Frost Sith with Flarence's trait ability, where Flarence basically allows you to deal extra splash damage, those might go really, really good together. Of course, I don't know yet, but it sounds like that is going to be pretty good. So her Fire Sith is regarded as she's regarded as a fire hero when she's using it. Honestly, I kind of wonder if she's going to be like Ashlyn, where Ashlyn kind of goes in and out of, you know, 2 different states. And I'm really curious to see how this works with the AI on auto battles. But attack to ignore a percentage of the target's defense. It's unremovable. Frost Sith, she's regarded as a water hero. Okay. So she's always going to have the fire symbol, because whenever you upgrade her abilities, they are red. As you can see, I'm kind of lacking here on these, but they're all red whenever you're upgrading her abilities. And then, so moving to block, each block reduces damage taken by 15%. Each attack on this character removes 1 block, max 5 stacks. I'm honestly surprised that block doesn't reduce damage a bit more. It's just, you gotta love how, I don't know. I would like to see a little bit more out of this, out of block in general. It has nothing to do with this hero, but it's block. Why only 15%? I know it would be a little OP if it was anything higher, but I like OP, all right? And this is not a light dark hero, so maybe make a block 2 where it's a bigger percentage, 30%. I don't know. But once you get her ascended, she gets 3 stacks of block at the start of battle. And then does it do anything else? Splash damage. If this hero is at an elemental advantage, she launches a bonus attack with her special ability. Okay, that's nice. She is going to have a pretty good chance of being in an elemental advantage, because not only is she fire, so she's going to be able to do additional damage to green heroes, but she can also become a water element, so she will be able to do additional damage to fire heroes, which is pretty nice. The only thing is she is not going to be able to take any she's not going to be able to do any extra damage to water heroes, but that's fine. Whew, man, this is a kit here. Next, we have Swift Cut, her basic ability. I really like how they made these too. Aesthetically, I think this looks really good, and I think she looks pretty cool overall. But she's going to gain Fire, Sith, or Frost according to the enemy's element stats. Okay, so that's how it's going to be determined by the AI. Deals them 110% damage and then gains 1 stack of block. Okay, and all this is just saying basically what the trait was saying. Her passive, element conversion, when attacked by wood or fire enemies, gains Fire, Sith, or Frost, respectively, and launches a counterattack with her special ability. I don't know why I said ability so weird. Dance of Frostfire, which I'm pretty sure is the name of the event that's going on right now, that they released because of her. I can't remember. Anyways, she is going to gain Fire, Sith, or Frost according to the enemy's element stats, deals them 200% damage, and then gains invincible for 1 turn. If the enemy is killed, she'll gain invincible for 2 turns. Right now it's on a 5-turn cooldown, but you can get this all the way down to a 3-turn cooldown. And it gives you an additional plus 20% damage. So you can be doing 240%. I guess it all really depends, of course, on how her kit scales. But 240 damage seems like a lot. And she's going to be hard to counter, especially in a PvP context. I think what's going to be nice about her, though, is she's going to be able to be used in a lot of content because she can be regarded as 2 heroes. So, I don't know, we might actually see some pretty cool dungeon comps come out with this hero. I'm actually pretty excited to see how she works and if her damage is actually really good or not. Because sometimes it'll look like the damage is very good, and then you go to use them and you're like, what the heck happened here? So I guess we'll have to see. But look at her. She looks super cool. She's kind of got, you know, the Hydricia's little dragon friend wings on here and a fire flame Sith going on. I don't understand her hair, though. Is she just like, it's like permanently just like back there, you know? There's just business in the front, party in the back, no doubt about it. So let's take a look at her ascensions. Of course, I'm assuming she's going to be Ascension 5. Yes, okay. So frustrating. They used to do Ascension 2, but they don't do that anymore. They want us to spend money to, you know, get more and more copies. So, whatevs. But anyways, and then her masteries, you know, they're going to be just like anything else for the most part. Let's see actually what she gets with the masteries. 10% damage, 10% damage, 20% damage. So it's not, okay, it's not going to like do anything except add extra damage, which isn't bad because especially on this one, that could be a lot of damage. I think she actually has the potential to be pretty nasty in PvP because, well, first of all, if she's in her fire element, she can probably take care of some really tanky teams pretty well. Also, in her water element, she's going to deal splash damage. Pair that with Flarence. And that right there should be really, really, really good. And honestly, maybe a little OP to go along with it. So I'm curious to see how that works. Next up, also, if there's anything you guys want to see me add in these first look videos, anything else that you want to have me talk about or go over and mention, let me know in the comments below. This content is 100% for you guys, of course. You know, I just sit here and in an empty room talking to myself and then just hoping maybe that somebody might actually watch or not. It's not as weird as it sounds. It is, but it's okay. So we have an epic support, Kalona. She is a light hero. I think she doesn't look bad at all. I don't think she looks like super amazing or anything like that. Pretty simple build, but she looks kind of like a guard, a support hero. So what faction is she from? Is she from the same one as both of the, what's their names? Nyx and Valeria. I'm gonna take a look here. Lazier. Yeah, okay, she is from Lazier. Back to heroes. Anyways, so she is a light hero, which means it's going to be a bit harder to get her. And if that is the case, she better be good. But just quick look right now, BBAAC. I'm not loving that. I'm not loving that. So let's go ahead and take a look at her abilities. First, we have her trait, Cloud Splitter. Splitter. I wanted to say spitter. I don't know why. But she gets 30% or plus 30 speed, not percentage. When a team member receives control effects, she removes one negative effect on this hero, so on herself. Applies speed up to all team members for 1 turn. And launches a counterattack with the basic ability up to 1 time per round. When you have her ascended, okay, she can do the counterattack up to 2 times per round. Her basic glorious charge deals 120% damage to 1 enemy and removes one control effect on each team member. My goodness. My goodness. And secondly, Fog Breaker, her special, deals 150% damage to 1 enemy and removes all positive effects on that enemy. Okay. All right. Her ultimate, Light of Prayer, removes 1 negative effect on each team member and applies control immunity and invincible to the primary target for 1 round. Control immunity, this character will not be affected by control effects, and invincible, this character will not take any damage. This is on a 4-turn cooldown. If you book them out, you can get it to a 3-turn. Honestly, reading this kit, she is it's exactly what it sounds like. She's going to be a counter for control heroes. And she is probably going to be good in, what is that gear set? I can never remember the name of it. Is it Divine? This character has a 30% chance to launch a counterattack with their basic attack. I wonder, though, if that set will negate this, or if it will count as that 1 time if it procs. So I'm not sure, because sometimes they can be a bit iffy saying, you know, it won't stack with like effects. Hopefully it would be something additional, because it's something that the set is giving you and not her kit. For her to be able to do all of this, I would assume she's going to need quite a bit of accuracy. That's going to be in PvP, of course, and really this hero is going to be a PvP hero. I don't think you're going to get much use for her in PvE content. You might be able to use her on some stages for the Void Tower, but overall, she's really going to be somebody that I think you're going to use in PvP. But, wow, deals... And obviously, you're not going to be using her to deal damage. Look at this. 746 attack. Please don't build any attack into her. And, wow. Yeah, she's just going to help keep your team alive, make them not controlled. So, put her up against Lunar Maliza. That would be, off the top of my head, that's the one that I can think of that she's going to help be a counter for. I'm sure there's others, I just can't think right now. But she has B for attack, 746. Health is a B for 400. Numbers are hard. 4,626, 545 defense, 111 speed, and 5% crit rate. So crit rate, of course, is not going to be important here. Attack, not going to be important. And we probably will need health, defense, speed, and also focus, maybe some resistance. It's just really honestly going to depend. If you're going to put her in that counter attack set, the divine set, you probably also want to put her in a set that's going to help her with her health or defense, a basic set maybe, or maybe a raider set as well. I'm not sure. But this is going to be a hero that I think you'll have to mess around with a bit to figure out where she's good and who she's good with, because she's not going to be somebody you're going to take into every fight. And it's hard for me to say if she's going to be really good for offense or defense. I think she's going to be more of an offensive hero than defense. But, of course, I haven't used her yet, so I'm not entirely sure. I just think that she is going to be good in specific situations, but she's not going to be somebody that you're going to use in a lot of situations. I think she may also be good in some PvE content, not all, but in content where you're getting a lot of debuffs put on you, this could be very helpful. And her ascension is probably also, is it A2? No, it's A5. Man, a girl can wish. I think overall, she looks like a pretty good hero. I'm not going to say that I think she's amazing from her kit, but I would say that she's probably an A or a B tier hero, high B, low A tier. Just based off of everything I can see here. Of course, I do have to test her out before I can say for sure. And then lastly, the last new hero, Oramo, and they keep coming out with this hero, like this guy just reskinned over and over again. How many of these are there now? There is a fire element one now, and there's a wood one, Orchie. Is there a water one as well? No, not elite. Is there a water version of him? Maybe I'm just thinking it seems like a lot, but I feel like this is like the third version of him. No, I think I have every epic in the game, so I would definitely have it. I don't know, but maybe there's a fire or a water element one coming out soon. Let me scroll back. So he is a fire element, like I said. I have him at level 60. I also had the last one at level 60, as you could probably tell. No ascensions in either of these guys. I only have the one copy. And Oramo is an offensive hero that's epic. So he's meant to deal damage as an offensive hero. You're going to get an affinity bonus whenever he goes against green or wood element heroes, but he's going to take more damage from water heroes, so heroes that are blue. For his stats, we have 1,000 attack, 4,000 health, 411 defense, 103 speed, 8% crit rate. All of these are, I mean, they're all pretty average for the most part. So let's see what his abilities do. His trait, Wrath of Burning Souls, upon taking area damage, reduces damage received by 60% and launches a counterattack with Burning Soul on a 1-round cooldown. So Burning Soul, when the target dies or the countdown expires, deals true damage to all enemies. So it lasts for 2 turns. Okay. Whenever it's ascended, it does 200% damage instead of 150. Fiery Edge, his basic, deals 100% damage to 1 enemy with an 80% chance to apply silence for 1 turn. And of course, with silence, they can only use their basic abilities. And then whenever you get him fully leveled, because if you remember, I am lacking on my red upgrading crystals for abilities, he is going to have a 100% chance to land that, as long as he's not being resisted, of course, because even if they have a 100% chance to do something, they can be resisted. So please keep that in mind. I get people a lot that are like, man, it says that it's supposed to happen 100% of the time. And I'll have to say, you have to think about, especially if you're in PvP, those heroes might have a lot of resistance on the defensive teams or whatever the case may be. So you have to have accuracy to counter that, to make sure it is 100% of the time. For the passive, Heart of Flames, 90% chance to gain 1 bonus turn upon defeating an enemy, which turns into a 100% chance. I love heroes to get extra turns. I think that that's nice. Blazing Slash, his ultimate deals 200% damage to one enemy, recovers 30% of his max health, and removes all negative effects on him. So you can get this down to a 4-turn cooldown, or a 5-turn, or a 3-turn cooldown if you book him. Man, his kit is super simple. So we started out with the legendary that had a massive kit, and I'm feeling like there was a bubble on her that I didn't click. So I need to go back and look, or else it's going to be bugging me. Because I'm like, I think maybe I saw that somewhere. Yes. Removes 1 negative effect on this hero. Deals 90% damage to the attacker. And recovers health. Healing amount scales with this hero's attack. This effect cannot be triggered when this hero is controlled. Okay. So it seems like all 3 of these heroes have a theme. It's to counter control effects, all 3 of them. Except 1 is a support and 2 are offensive heroes. This guy's kit is so simple that, and his stats are pretty low. It makes me wonder if he really is going to be able to do very much damage. If, though, what's it called? Burning Soul can do a decent amount of damage, it could be good, but we'll have to see again. I think from how basic everything looks, unless you have some super in-game gear on him, he's probably not going to be super, super amazing. I would think, just from looking at him, I would probably end up placing him in the C or the D tier overall for heroes. Obviously, I could be wrong, but and simplicity doesn't always mean bad. It doesn't mean that they don't have a good amount of potential. Sometimes simple heroes are some of the best, but I don't know, this damage seems like it's kind of low. And is this passive? I'm sorry, is this trait going to... Okay, so only when he's attacked. So he's only going to get to do the Burning Soul, which looks like it's going to be his biggest damage dealer, if he's first attacked. So that means he has to be able to survive being attacked. But he's an offensive hero. And as far as Burning Soul, what is this damage based off of? It doesn't say. It's going to explode like a bomb, I guess. But it doesn't say what it's based off of. Is it based off of his attack? A certain percentage of the enemy's stats, some sort? Or whatever the case may be, I'm not sure. If you guys have used or tested any of these heroes, let me know what you guys think of them down below. How are you using them? Your favorite places to use them? Or if you just absolutely don't like any of these guys, let me know all of your opinions and your thoughts. Also, join my growing Discord community. The link is in the description of every video ever that I post. Everyone is welcome. I have a huge community for Awaken Chaosera primarily, so feel free to jump in, say hey, don't be shy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.